This podcast has been brought to you by Seeker's Guidance, the Global Islamic Seminary. Help us spread the light of prophetic guidance to millions around the world by becoming a monthly supporter. Make a small donation at seekersguidance.org/donate. For as little as $10 a month, you can help people find life-changing guidance.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to our podcast on spirituality for warriors. And today we're going to be looking at what does it mean to know Allah and what are the aims of knowing and loving Allah Most High. So the author says, وَمَا عَرَفَ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى غَيْرُ اللَّهِ. None truly knows Allah but Allah Himself. وغاية معرفة العارفين به تعالى العجز عن إدراك شيء زائد عن الإيمان بوحدانية الله تعالى والوجود الذاتي. And the limit of the knowledge of those who experientially know Allah Most High is realizing their absolute incapacity from truly knowing anything beyond having absolute certain belief in His oneness and in His existence. So they know with complete certitude and are conscious of His absolute oneness and the absolute reality of His existence. وَأَنَّ مَا سِوَاهُ تَعَالَى قَائِمٌ بِوُجُودِهِ تَعَالَى. And that everything besides Him only exists by being sustained by His existence Most High. فَهُوَ الْقَيُّومُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ. So He is the all-sustaining who sustains all things. وبقدر ما تزداد هذه المعرفة يحصل الخوف والخشية والوجد. And to the extent that this gnosis, this active experiential knowledge of Allah's existence is realized, to that extent does one's reverential awe and humbledness and ecstasy arise إلى أن يحصل الفناء به تعالى, until one attains extinction from all besides through Him, through Allah Most High. And this extinction refers to losing consciousness of everything besides Allah. ويعبرون عن المحبة بالمدامة والخمرة. And the people of the spiritual path refer to love as the ever-intoxicating wine and the wine of gnosis. وتزداد بكثرة الذكر والنوافل. And this love and this experiential knowledge of Allah increases through abundant remembrance and through abundant supererogatory works, voluntary works, واتباع السنة, and through following the Sunnah. Right? The three keys to increasing both in conscious knowledge of Allah and in love of Allah are abundant remembrance of Allah, the prophetic instruction. Keep your tongue moist with the remembrance of Allah, to increase in knowledge of Allah and to increase in love of Allah. Secondly, to increase in our supererogatory works. Do that extra sunnah, because that moment's choice increases you in knowledge of the divine, in connection with the divine, and in love of the divine. You're going to eat. Take a moment to eat in accordance with the sunnah, outwardly and inwardly. Right? So these are three keys: abundant remembrance, voluntary works of good, and following the sunnah. وَفَائِدَتُهَا رِضَى اللَّهِ تَعَالَى. And its benefit, the benefit of knowing and loving Allah, is the absolute good pleasure of Allah Most High. قال تعالى لقد رضي الله عن المؤمنين إذ يبايعونك تحت الشجرة. Surah Al-Fath, verse 18. Indeed, Allah is truly well pleased with the believers when they pledge allegiance to you, O Prophet, under the tree. And this is, of course, referring with respect to the time of the Prophet ﷺ at a very specific incident when the believers pledged allegiance to the Prophet ﷺ. But here the more general meaning is that whom is Allah well pleased with? لَقَدْ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ, indeed Allah is well pleased with, عَنِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, with the believers. Right? Which believers? The believers perfected in their faith. So when you perfect your faith through being conscious of the divine, which is the perfection of faith as we've discussed, when you do that, you attain the good pleasure of Allah. And the good pleasure of Allah, or divine contentment, is the only lasting contentment that you can find within yourself. And then he says, وَعَلَامَةُ رِضَى اللَّهِ تَعَالَى الرِّضَى مِنَ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى. And the sign of Allah's being well pleased with you is that you are pleased with Allah. قال تعالى رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه. Because Allah Most High tells us, Allah is well pleased with them, and they are well pleased with Him. That is for one who has reverential awe of their Lord, from Surah Al-Bayyinah, verse 8. So that is the aims of love, right? That we increase in all the qualities beloved to Allah, and that we attain divine contentment, that Allah is content with us and we are content with Him, and that is eternal peace. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala realize that for us and for you, and facilitate it for us and you. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Thank you for listening. This podcast was brought to you by Seeker's Guidance, the Global Islamic Seminary. Visit seekersguidance.org to access reliable Islamic knowledge taught by qualified teachers. We offer a wide range of courses, podcasts, articles, and a world-class answer service. Support us in spreading free, reliable Islamic knowledge to millions around the world by becoming a monthly supporter. Visit seekersguidance.org/donate and make a small monthly commitment today. Our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Whoever guides someone to goodness will have a similar reward." So don't forget to share this podcast and spread prophetic guidance.